Hey, it's Johnny Marks. Thank you so much for checking out the Marks in the Morning podcast. Remember, you can listen to myself, Carrie Mack, and JP weekdays from 6 to 10 live on K92.3.
Johnny's got some random facts.
Okay, let's get into this here. Ira's favorite hairstyle. When you look around and when you're out and there's a lot of people around, remember that whole sensation? What were the kinds of facial hair you'd see on guys? What did you see a lot of? Goatees?
Full beards. A lot of full beards.
Full beards, yeah. There's a lot of beards. I always got a lot of beards. Well, using Google Trends, I was able to figure out, actually Zippia did the work, but I'm using their study here, what our most commonly searched facial hair is, and therefore probably the most popular, right? The answer would be mutton chops.
No.
Mutton chops. Yeah, mutton chops. Can everybody picture mutton chops? It's essentially no hair where you would have a goatee or a beard down near the bottom. No mutton. It doesn't necessarily, you could probably have a mustache, but no mustache necessarily. It's giant sideburns that come out.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
If we weren't going into the warmer part of the year, Johnny, I would suggest that you and I try to grow some mutton chops.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can in the
there.
fall.
Oh, no.
We could do it in the fall.
I would love to.
See, I've tried growing beards in the past, and I'm really patchy. And I'm patchy, especially right below the sideburns. So if I do this, I will grow my sideburns long enough that I can just comb them down.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wouldn't that be sexy,
That would
Carrie?
be great.
Oh, my gosh.
Especially with no head hair.
Can I quit now? I hate this. I hate this so much.
You'd look like a Civil War general.
I would.
Is what you'd look like.
That's what I'm going for.
That's exactly the look these
Wearing a
days.
Hawaiian shirt, Civil War general,
Yeah.
that'd be polar opposites.
You would confuse everybody. People would be like, what is this Iowa place?
We have General Patrick over here.
We actually share that facial hair. I don't want to say it's our favorite, but it's our most searched. So we actually share that with Arkansas and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, too. Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, people love to grow bizarre facial hair. You're a Packers fan. They're in Wisconsin. So I feel like you're doing it doubly right if you grow mutton chops.
I think I have to now.
I think this is a sign.
No.
Carrie, I sent you a photo about a month ago. I temporarily shaved my face into mutton chops because my mom was coming to visit and I wanted to see her reaction. By the way, she had none.
Did she even know? Did she say anything?
I went and finished shaving it, and she's like, yeah, I thought your hair looked weird. I was like, oh, thanks. I was just trying to get a reaction out of
That's
her.
such a mom thing to do, too.
Yeah. She didn't say she hated it, but she also didn't say she liked it. Other popular facial hairstyles include full beards. 26 states went with full beards, including our neighbors in Minnesota. And let's see. Montana has the only one that's unique to one state, and that's monkey tail beards.
What is that? What's a monkey tail beard?
A monkey tail beard, well, let me see if I can explain this without showing it to you on a picture of it. It starts as a mustache and spirals around your face on one side, up your sideburn.
Just one side?
Just one side.
Oh
Doesn't
my
matter which
God.
side.
Oh
Carrie
my God.
Googled it.
And they do that in Montana?
Yeah, it
Apparently.
looks like a caterpillar. It looks like a caterpillar's crawling
It looks
all
like
over your
something
face.
died on your face.
That looks like an old cattleman's rancher type look you would see,
Yeah.
but it's so strange it's only one side.
Yeah.
It
would
looks like
feel
you
weird.
forgot to shave
I
one
didn't
side.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Apparently, mustaches are popular in 12 states. Soul patches, Carrie hinted at, or one of you had said soul patches, you thought for Iowa. Carrie did?
Yeah.
That one was number one in 12 states. No, 5 states. I'm sorry, 5 states.
Okay.
Missouri, our neighbors to the south, like that one. Then there we are with mutton chops. A couple others include goatees. And only one state said no facial hair, Maryland. They prefer a close shave. So there you go. Grow out those mutton chops, guys. You don't need to be able to grow a perfect big thick beard or even a mustache. Mutton chops, you can have a mustache, but they don't require them. You just need those killer sideburns that look like they've got their own zip codes.
We'll start doing it in September.
All right. It's on. Help me remember that.
You too, Carrie. Start growing facial hair.
Yeah.
No,
let's
I'm
go.
growing my monkey tail beard out, actually.
All right, we'll be quite the eclectic bunch. If you're looking for something fun to do in K Country, hop on the K92.3 app. As always, we're heading into a busy time of the year here in Iowa where the weather actually turns nice. March, things are a little, you're like, I don't know. It's almost like coming out of hibernation. But by April, there's events and whatnot, and certainly more as we head into the summertime. You'll find out what's going on the K92.3 app all the time. Not to mention, it's your chance starting next week on Monday to win $10,000. You'll easily be able to afford going to all those events this summer, like Irish Fest. That'll be fun. Maybe you can buy some plane tickets, get the heck out of here during Ragbri, so you're not around when all the drunken bikers come through. That sounds like a plan to me.
Well, that's only half a move.
Oh, yeah. But whatever it is you're looking to do, there it is.
Yeah,
You go-
Mary.
$10,000 starting next week. We'll have your chances to win. Do my hands smell like garlic?
I'm not going to sniff your hands.
I'm not going to sniff your hands.
Come
no.
here, Carrie. Come here. That's part
Why
of your
would
job.
they smell like garlic?
Well, yesterday, I get those, this one's called Home Chef, but those meal to go things where, not really to go, where they send it to your house and you just follow the instructions and put it together. So yesterday I had a salmon, it was really good. I think it was called ginger Thai salmon. So I had to make the seasoning. It gives you all the ingredients and instructions, but it had 2 halves, so a half of garlic, 2 cloves, so a half of garlic. So I had to mince it. We have something that minces it for us, but I had to scrape it out.
See, this already seems like too much work. It's supposed to be made for you, and then you have to make all the seasonings?
You have to put it together, but I had to do the salmon.
It's supposed to be dummy proof, but apparently not.
No, I got it. It was very good. You saw my photos.
Yeah, the photo turned out well. I don't know how long it took for you to get that photo, though.
It didn't take very long because salmon doesn't take very long to prepare, but the sauce called for a lot. You had to put ginger in it and the garlic. So my hands, I washed my hands out and then I just used my hands, like most people, to get all the ingredients combined. And so now I smell like garlic and a little bit like ginger, and I can't shake it. I showered this morning. I washed my hands last night, and it still smells like garlic. I don't think the garlic smell goes away very quickly. And I was wondering, because a couple of my friends that are vampires won't even talk to me. I have no idea what to do about it.
That's funny. That's funny. That's so funny.
Isn't that, though?
Have you tried soaking it in gas?
No,
that's how you get paint off. So.
Go to Quick Star and just some for the car, some for me.
You don't just walk up to the pump and start dousing yourself.
Wow, would you get looks?
They'd hit that automatic shutoff pretty quick.
Yeah,
if they saw that.
We've got another idiot with garlic on his hands. Hit the
Not
button.
again.
Is it Mark's again? Yes.
Hit the button. Anyway, so you can't tell though, you can't smell it, so it's just me that has to deal with it.
I'm staying a foot away from you right now.
I don't smell anything, no.
That's good.
Just your general body odor. Kidding.
My next recipe, which I'm making later this week, has shallots in it. So you guys will be smelling that kind of mild onion scent, or at least I will.
Your breath is going to be fantastic this week.
know. My breath right now, probably bad. I don't know what's worse, the smell of my hands or my breath.
Man, pair that with some coffee in the morning. Ooh, you're ready to go.
Look out. It's going to be a toxic waste dump up in here.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's Mark's in the morning. Maybe that should be my Tuesday Blues Day. JP's got one after 7. I'm sure Carrie does, and I'm sure you do. We've got a lot of them that you've submitted over the last week. We'll get to that coming up on the show about 7:10 on Mark's in the morning, Tuesday Blues Day. Every weekday, or every Tuesday, I should say. And Carrie, what do you got coming up in your Nashville News Minute in less than 10 minutes?
Well, we're getting so much new music, and one of our favorite K-country stars has announced a new album coming out.
Yeah, we are getting a lot of announcements, and I hope this artist can go on tour when the album comes out. We'll find out who they are. Coming out, us take a ride with you, or on your radio in the car, and obviously on your phone with the K92.3 app. Get it now from your app store if you've already got it good to go for Cash Cow starting up again on Monday. Monday morning, bright and early, we'll have code words all throughout the day, but starting bright and early for a chance to win $10,000. That's enough for you to go on a little ride and maybe rent a nice sports car, pickup truck, minivan if you got a lot of people to haul around.
Combine.
You rent a combine. There you go.
Manure spreader.
You know, it's funny coming in, and by the way, $10,000, you can rent any of those things. I don't know, the manure spreader, sure. If you got a friend, you can go spread manure on their land. If you've got an enemy, you can go spread manure on their land. Either way, it's a win, right?
Yeah.
Before I moved to Iowa, I moved here in the early 2000s, mid-2000s for a different radio job, and I didn't realize the stereotype of people going to prom on tractors. That's true. Maybe not in Waterloo, probably not in Cedar Falls or even Waverly, but Turkey Valley, up outside of Lawler, Iowa, for sure. Not everybody, but they do go to prom on tractors. Yeah.
We had people ride their horses to school.
Really? And that's Waukon?
Yes. Yeah.
Does Waukon do they have a high school or are they consolidated?
Yes, we have a high school.
Oh, okay.
It's out by the stables.
Apparently. Okay, so there you go. You ride horses. You might see people show up on a tractor. Well, you can rent the nicest tractor just in time for prom, which I think a lot of schools are having prom this year. There you go. If you win $10,000, the winning starts Monday with the grand prize worth $10,000. Tuesday Blues Day today. We'll get to that in just a couple minutes here. If you have a Tuesday Blues Day story, something that happened to you over the last week that you want to share with us, yes, it's a first world problem where we don't judge, you don't judge anybody else. you can message us on our app to let us know what it is, and or you can hit the Be on the Radio button and record a message for us. We got a whole bunch of those. JP, I think you might have, and I don't know what some of our Kid Country listeners had happen, but I think you might have one of the best. Can you give us a little sneak peek?
It involves me in the back seat of my car.
Oh, wait a second.
But all by yourself?
Maybe.
Oh.
Well, all right, there you go. We'll find out in about 2.5 minutes what in the world JP's talking about.
I love you in the morning, Tuesday, blues day. What's got you feeling blue today? Cedar Valley.
Well, that makes me look stupid.
Yeah, that's your Tuesday Blues Day today, maybe. You feel stupid. What'd you do? Got you feeling blue. Sparks of the morning. We've got quite a few messages in our K92.3 app. Audio recordings. Remember to include your name in there if you want us to know who you are. When you send us a message, it tells us the name. When you send us audio, it does not. So if you want us to give you a shout out, you got to let us know who you are. I don't know that I have one this week. I don't know if you do, Carrie, but we got to let JP go first because he spent some sort of amount of time alone in the back of his car.
Oh, no.
But yet somehow this is a Tuesday Blues Day. What happened, man?
I went to get coffee yesterday. It was like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And walking back out to my vehicle, I pulled out it's a key fob. It has a key to start the car, but it's got a little fob, a little button to unlock it. The button had fallen out. It had broken, which means I can't unlock my car door. I can't unlock it with the key. It doesn't work that way.
The button, like you mean like the soft padding that has, it says unlock
little
on it or whatever.
Rubber thing fell out.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get in my car. And I thought, it's 4 a.m. What am I going to do? Who am I going to call? I could call John. Actually, my phone was in my car.
Oh, no.
I didn't bring it in with me.
Anybody.
So I couldn't, I could have walked back into Quickstar and used their phone. So I realized that there's a hatch button, like a trunk button on my minivan SUV thing.
Yeah.
So I did get that open. I had to crawl through the seats. I couldn't get the seats down. Had to crawl into the car, into the front seat, and unlock it. Of course, people are driving by and they're wondering what's going on.
Is that man stealing that car?
So I made it to work, and I told Johnny about this yesterday. But the worst part is, after I left yesterday, you guys don't know this, I left work yesterday and decided to stop at the store to pick up a few items.
Yeah.
Immediately after I get out of the car, I locked it. I'm like, no. So it's 7:30 in the evening. There's people everywhere at the grocery store. So what I did was I asked the store, because I didn't want to crawl through the back again.
Yeah.
I asked the store if they had like a thumbtack or something I could use, and like, why? I'm like, my key's broken in my car. I can't get in. And then they laughed, so they gave me a little thumbtack, so it worked.
There we go.
So I could just push on the button to get into my vehicle.
I'm surprised. Was it like a thumbtack with the plastic piece?
Yeah, yep.
Because otherwise, I think you could get shocked if it was all metal.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt you bad, but
So I got the backup key now out of my house, so I'm good.
so now you're good.
Yeah.
See, Carrie, this is why we were stressing the importance of knowing where that backup key is a couple weeks ago.
Why is this always turned to me?
No, I'm just saying JP could have been crawling again through the back this morning.
I was also upset with technology, though, too, because back in the old days, in the 90s, when I first had my car, there wasn't any push buttons. You physically unlocked your car with the key. I couldn't even do that yesterday.
Let me ask, and obviously the answer is no, but just in case maybe you didn't think of this, when I get close to my car with my fob, it unlocks.
Yeah, mine doesn't do that.
What?
My car's not that smart.
I just lift the handle and it unlocks. It won't just unlock magically, but if I go to lift the handle, it unlocks.
That's so cool.
Also, if I kick in my window, that's another way to get in.
It unlocks. Yeah. There you go. It's JP's Tuesday Blues Day.
Hate technology.
If you, I was wondering why you had a sundial instead of a watch, but now I know. Sorry, it's going to be a little bit shady today. Carrie Mack, do you have a Tuesday Blues Day to speak of today?
I guess I do. So my mom is actually coming up to the Cedar Valley in a few weeks.
Hey, there we go.
That makes you sad?
Yeah. Your mom hasn't been here since you first moved into town about 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a while since I've seen her. We talk a lot. But I found out yesterday that she's going to be flying from Pennsylvania to Chicago and then driving to the Cedar Valley.
Yeah.
And the way things are timing out, I'll be at work when she gets here, so I don't know what to do with my mom for a few hours. Like, is there a mom daycare or something I can leave her at?
Yeah, it's called Our Work.
She could be an intern for us for a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Can she put like shows together and produce some of our weekend stuff?
She could talk bad about other shows to hype you up.
Okay.
How many words per minute can she type?
Yeah.
Have her bring a resume.
Check out her Facebook. She's a beast on there.
I'll tell you what, JP, if Anton's is open, we could have her finish our work and go down and have a beer from
Yeah,
her.
she's buying, even though she's the guest.
Yeah.
We'll make her buy.
Even though she's going to be up here working.
We have to put up with her daughter, so she has to buy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
That's
so
what all my friends did. They
she's going to roll into town during the workday. Mm-hmm. Then she'll have a car, right?
She'll have a car, but she wants to drop it off the day of instead of like having it for an extra day.
Okay, so she's flying into Chicago, renting a car in Chicago, driving to the Cedar Valley, probably leaving it in Waterloo, and then expecting you to take her.
Yes.
I got you, and that's going to be an issue. Well, she can come stay here at work with us, but I can't promise we won't put her to work. Be her Tuesday Blues Day. Yeah, well, that was a good one. All right, thank you, Carrie, for that. My hands smell like garlic. I talked about this earlier, but we did get a message or two on our K92.3 app. Or actually, I think somebody shot us a Facebook message.
Yeah.
And gave me a pointer to get rid of the garlic smell. Here, Carrie, I can pull it up.
No, I got it right here.
Okay, what did they say?
So Rachel said, garlic smell on your hands. Try rubbing your fingers on a stainless steel spoon under running water. That's supposed to lessen the smell. Don't ask me how. I read it somewhere, and it works pretty good.
Okay. We do have those spoons here. We have a dishwasher, so I know they're clean. They won't be afterwards. Somebody messaged in, Tanner said, hey, guys, I heard JP's Tuesday Blues Day. Most new cars have a plastic cap where the lock would usually be, and you pop that off, and it exposes the actual turnkey lock. He's got a point there. My car has a secret key inside. I didn't even think of that when you told me yesterday, but I also thought it was fixed yesterday.
Cars are going to have secrets. They need to let the owners know about said secrets.
Tanner's right, though. I bet you do, too. I have a Ford. Do you have a Ford? No, what do you have?
I have a moped.
You have a moped.
No,
Well, that might be your
it's a
first
Santa
car.
Fe.
I love Santa Fe's.
There's like a button on the back of my fob because we have very similar fobs. We have very similar looking cars, obviously different brands. And if you push on it, it does reveal an actual key. I don't know if it can start the car, but it can unlock the car.
So you don't have a key on your fob. Is that the thing?
I do, but it's only to start the vehicle.
Because mine, I can access it because I went a few years without having my fob because I lost it somewhere.
I think I'll just make my own new car door with my own lock fastened to it. I'll just put a padlock
You know,
on
you can
it.
do. You can go to like a junkyard and buy a door from a car. It'll fit on. I don't know. That's
I'll
a
just
lot
make
of work.
one out of cardboard.
You can build
All
a
right.
car too.
We got messages over the last week. I feel bad last week we didn't even get to all of our K92.3 K Country Tuesday Blues Day stories. This one I know is a couple weeks old. I apologize for that. It has to do with an elevator.
Okay, you know what really annoys me?
What's that?
When you are in a building that has an elevator and people, whatever situation, apartment building, office building, whatever, people repeatedly hit the elevator button as if that's going to make the elevator arrive any sooner. Like it's a machine, people. It's a mechanism. It is not going to go any faster no matter how many times you push the button.
Oh, yeah, there it is, too. Woof.
Here's a remedy.
Yeah.
Take the stairs.
Well, I am one of those people that she's talking about. When we're in the building, we're in the Blacks building, and when we go into an elevator, if it's the three of us or just me, and usually we don't take the elevator because we come up the back way, but I'm the one that hits that door close button over and over again. I don't think door close works on any elevator. I'm not talking about here. I don't think the door close button works. I don't think it does anything.
It always works for me. I don't know what it is about you.
Well, then maybe I'm a ghost.
Maybe I'm a ghost.
Probably doesn't help. When I look in the mirror, I don't see anything. I don't know. All right, now we got time for another one here. Tuesday Blues Day.
I can't stand when people send emails that are longer than like 3 sentences or a paragraph. If you have that much to say, just call somebody. Who wants to read all of that?
See,
No, don't call. No, please email me.
that's the opposite of what people say. Yeah, people are saying don't call, even though it's called a phone. No one uses it for a phone. And she's saying the opposite. You
Yeah.
should call instead of email?
Oh, man, I have to politely disrespect.
Yeah, me
Carrie,
too.
Are you like JP and I when the phone rings, even if it's somebody you know, you're like, nope.
I love answering the phone.
No.
There's this random guy from New York who keeps trying to call me, and he thinks I'm a different person, and I always answer. I know I should have, but I'm like lonely sometimes. So I'm like, hey, how are you?
That's just sad.
And he's like, hello, is this, and I'm like, no, wrong number.
You've brought the room down. It's Tuesday Blues Day. All right, we got a lot more calls, but again, we're going to have to leave them for another Tuesday Blues Day here on Marks in the Morning. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We appreciate it. If you have...
Ready? It's time to play Gender Bender on Marks in the Morning. Hey, Johnny Marks, who are our contestants today?
This morning, we are going to find out who knows more about questions aimed at the opposite gender, and representing Winthrop and the guys, it's Brian on line 1. Brian, how are you doing today?
Good.
Glad to hear that. Your opponent is from Raymond. Her name is Vicky, representing the ladies and herself. Of course, Vicky, how are you?
I'm great.
I'm so glad to hear that. You're each going to be battling for the McDonald's gift cards, possibly a year's worth of them for the crispy chicken sandwich. The variety's now available at McDonald's. It's 29 to 26 on the year so far, and we'll see if the ladies, who are winning with 29, can take a bigger lead and get to the big 3-0. Vicky, no pressure. But the first question goes to your opponent, Brian. Brian, who's going first and getting their questions first? Is it you or Vicky?
I'll go first.
All right, so Brian will get 3 questions from Carrie in a moment. JP will have Vicky's questions right after. Whoever has the better score wins. That's why we call it Gender Bender. Oh, no, let me tell you why we call it Gender Bender. Because all Brian's questions are going to be aimed at the opposite sex, and same for Vicky. Good luck.
Okay, Brian. Tap, jazz, and salsa are 3 different types of what?
Dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Salsa makes a good dance and great with your chips, right?
I knew you would say that.
Well, you don't want to have jazz with your chips. Oh, maybe.
Well,
I'm always have the blues when my chips don't have any salsa. Isn't it?
that's funny. That's funny. You're a regular comedian.
Nah.
So Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson are 2 judges on what popular singing competition TV show? That's my heart monitor. Excuse me. Again, Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson are 2 judges on what popular singing competition TV show?
The Voice.
Yes.
Nice job.
Yeah.
It's batting 1,000 so far. Carrie Mack, what's the last question?
Okay. What do you call a woman who agrees to have a baby on behalf of another person?
Surrogate.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Surrogate is right. You are done, Brian, with a perfect score. We'll see if Vicky can match that and force a tiebreaker. Good luck. JP's got your questions.
All right, Vicky, when you order a drink and you say, I want it on the rocks, what does that mean?
You want it on top of the ice.
Yeah, that'll work. Ice in the drink, yep. How many volts are there in a standard car battery? Is it 6, 12, or 14 volts?
I'm going to go with 12.
You are absolutely
I really
correct.
don't know.
She's batting 1,000 too. We've
All
got
right.
5 out of 5 so far between them. Let's see if we can get that perfect score from Vicky.
In golf, Vicky, what does the term eagle mean?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
In the sport of golf, what does the term eagle mean?
Oh, I know what it is, but give me a second here. Let me think.
Vicky,
Eagle. Oh, my God. Can you give me multiple choice?
no, we need an answer.
I think it is
3, 2.
one over par or something like that. I don't
What?
remember.
Yeah, 1 over par would be a bogey, I believe, and eagle is 2 under par.
Isn't that what's in your nose?
It's a boogie.
It was par.
No, not a bad guess. Eagle is a good thing. Bogey's a bad thing. Ace is the best, right? Isn't an ace a hole in one?
Yeah.
Vicky, that's all right. You know what? You got 2 right. You can certainly try again yet this week. Have a great day. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. We appreciate it. Hey, Brian, what you got going on this morning?
Oh, just doing farm work.
Yeah, farmer. There you go. You're in the in right season for it. Coming out of winter. That's got to be nice.
Are you spreading manure?
Oh, not yet.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
No, yeah, exactly. We'll get there soon enough. It'll be planting. Starting on Monday, you've got a chance to score $10,000. Our cash cow is back. Moolah Mary, our cash cow, making her return to Cake Country in just about 6 days. What would you do with $10,000? Would you do the responsible thing and pay some bills? Maybe get ahead on some things? Maybe, work ahead on a car payment, work ahead on your mortgage? Or would you blow it on something fun? Or 50-50? I don't know. There's a lot you can do with $10,000. Start thinking about it, and don't forget to start entering those codes on Monday. You don't want to just think about it and go, oh, yeah, when does this contest start? It starts Monday. This exact time, Monday morning, well, you'll have missed the first code. So don't miss it. Be right at 8 o'clock with us Monday morning. All the info on the K92.3 app. It's right there on the home screen. Tap the Cash Cow button. What if you don't have the app? Or if you been, it's in your app store right now. Just waiting for you to download it. It's totally free. So this is the end of Mark's Madness on K92.3. Mark's Madness has been a whole lot of fun, except for the whole part where I only have one thing that made it through to the finals.
Oh, I didn't have anything.
No, that's true. You had medium, or you had well done
steak, yeah.
And it didn't do well. It lost in the first round. That's why it's the madness that is Mark's Madness.
Yes.
Yeah. On K92.3. You can go vote right now. The end. Of what's been a groundbreaking tournament called Mark's Madness, where one of my favorite things have gone up against JP and Carrie Mac's favorite things, with a battle that has wound up between two of our favorite things. And I'm happy to say it's between me and Carrie Mac. Now, the reason I'm happy to say that is because I'm very confident in my pick that's going up today. We started with food, battling food or drink, and then we moved to entertainment, battling entertainment. And we have come down to a food/drink item, battling an entertainment item. Carrie Mac, what are the two options people can vote on for Mark's Madness, the championship round?
So the two options are number one, which is, I think, the winner, the Avengers/entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you get Robert Downey Jr., you get Chris Evans, Steve Rogers.
Yeah. We know that's your pick. Move on.
Okay.
Bitter.
Yeah, no, not bitter. Just she's hyping up the Avengers more than the steak.
And then you have something that you can get at every single restaurant in America,
Right.
a medium rare steak.
But it can't necessarily be done right at every restaurant.
Is medium rare the same as medium well?
No.
Medium well would actually be 2 steps higher because you'd go from medium rare to medium. Medium is pink in the middle. Medium rare is much more pink, cooler temperature. Still that kind of juicy juice as you push in your fork and knife into the steak.
You know who else is juicy? Chris Evans from The Avengers.
Yeah, you know who else is not doing the Avengers movies anymore? Chris Evans.
Stop, don't spoil it.
That's not a spoiler. He didn't die. He just stopped doing them. So what is the score right now, Carrie? I have this pulled up, but I can't see the score.
Right now it's essentially neck and neck.
Oh, look at that. It is. Yeah,
It's 8 to 8. So if you have good taste, you should like it. And if you have bad taste, you should heart it, because that's Johnny's pick.
I think if you have good taste, you should heart it, because that has to do with taste. And if you're a little tired of the 82 Avengers movies that there are, you can go ahead and like it. Or if you're not tired, I should say.
Here's a hot take.
Yeah.
I eat steak with ketchup.
Uh-oh.
Me too.
Oh, no.
I do.
You know what? For the sake of getting votes here, I don't care how you eat it. I just care how it's prepared.
But I don't do it in public. Like when I'm at a restaurant, I don't go, hey, garçon, can you please bring some ketchup?
Don't be ashamed of your ketchup eating.
No,
You
I'm
see,
ashamed of it.
Finely aged steak. He's been in the back for, I don't know where you age a steak. And it's in the back on
Is it a
top of
wine?
the washing machine.
I'm sorry.
Love the snort.
I'm sorry.
The chef says this pairs very well with lint trap from Dryer.
That helped dry out the juices.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh my
Pairs
God.
well with a nice $200 Chianti. All right, vote
happened?
now.
What's going on?
I don't know. But I would like to thank Tara just voted. Oh, no, she voted for you. Never mind. I don't
Yeah, Tara!
Take back the thanks.
I hope Tara's falls asleep during her next viewing of the Avengers.
Well, Tara, all I have to say is thank you. And also, isn't Steve Rogers so
Actually,
hot?
no, look at Tara did vote for me.
What?
Hang on.
Tara? After everything we've been through?
I think Johnny went into Facebook and changed the vote.
No, I can't.
No,
Samantha voted for you. Samantha, I hope you fall asleep during the
Now,
next
is there a
Avengers.
wager on this? Does the winner get something
Well, pride.
besides bragging rights? I
Satisfaction.
suppose. Okay.
I feel like maybe I should wear a Hawaiian shirt.
You should buy Johnny an Avengers movie, and Johnny should buy you a steak.
I'd buy her a steak, but I already have all the Avengers movies on Disney Plus.
Oh.
You can pay for a month of Disney Plus.
No, my parents pay for that one.
No, I mean for me, my month. Of
Oh,
Disney
no,
Plus.
I'm not paying for you to stream. I ain't doing that.
Well, just give me your password.
Okay.
Actually, one of Hannah's friends has our password, so I already have 2 accounts on there. All right, thank you for voting. You can continue to do so. Obviously, there's really no end date, but it's on the K92.3 Facebook page. We have a listener who has an issue. Let me get him on the line here. I know he's been waiting patiently. I don't have his name nor where he's from, to be honest. I just know he's been trying to get in since about 8 o'clock when we said we would have him on the show. So let me bring him on and at least have him explain what's going on. We might have to duck out for just a minute here. But good morning. Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from? Let's start with that.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, my name is Tom. I'm from Waverly.
Okay. What's going on, man? What can we help you with?
Yeah, so, my wife and I, we're pretty excited about everything kind of opening back up. Everybody's had a pretty rough year and a half, obviously, with the pandemic. And with things opening back up, I thought it would be a good idea to kind of go out, celebrate with the wife and, do some things.
Yeah.
We got our appointments to get our vaccines and whatnot. And so I pretty much went out and went shopping and bought my wife a new dress because I'm like, hey, we're going to go out to have a date night, dinner night, since we've been stuck in the house all the time. She's kind of all been in sweats and shorts and stuff like that. So, I wanted to take her out and, have a good time.
Sure.
So I'm pretty good with getting my wife gifts. I mean, I always have good luck with it. And I always pick things out for her. But when I got home and gave her this dress, she was pretty upset.
Okay. Hang on for just a second here because we want to play a song, but why do I have a feeling I have a good idea of why she was upset? Tom, don't hang up, please. Good morning. All right, let's get back to Tom. Tom's on the phone. His wife is upset with him because he bought her a dress. I don't understand.
Why would she be upset with you? That's such a sweet gesture.
I thought so, too. I mean, it's the color she likes. It's the design she likes. But apparently it was few sizes too small.
Oh, no.
Well, that'll happen. Guys don't always know the size of their wives' dresses.
Well, yeah. And well, in my defense, I pretty spot on with her sizes, but we have been in quarantine and we both have put on just a little bit of weight.
Oh.
Okay, so
Jeez.
what was your intention of the gift? Guy to guy here. Let's forget Carrie Max in the room for just a sec. Did you know, you mentioned you both put on a little weight. Did you know the dress was going to be too small in hopes that maybe it would inspire something? Was it just you had no idea?
No, honestly, I really wasn't going for that. I mean, I just got the dress because she liked it. I didn't think that, obviously we put on weight for quarantine, and I didn't even think about that. I mean, yeah, I would like her to lose a pound or two, but, I mean, that's not why I got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like you're married. I feel like you should kind of understand or know your wife's dress size, especially with quarantine. So I'm kind of a little suspicious about this.
Well, I mean, I just don't understand how. I mean, I get that, but I don't understand how it could be confused for me, wanting her to lose weight. I mean, if I wanted to be mean, I would just tell her, or I would buy her a little 2-piece bikini, I think, or something. But buying the dress with her color, I was so excited for us to get out of the house. I really didn't even think, and I feel bad, but I just also am I thought my wife knew me enough to know that I wouldn't do anything mean like that,
This is why you always go with gift cards, my man. You get a gift card, you can't go wrong.
Let her get her own dress.
Lesson learned.
I don't think it's a bad. This sounds very passive-aggressive Midwestern to me. I understand. We've all gained, I think, a couple pounds during COVID, and for some people it's a couple with a 0 on the end. I get that, but I don't see it as a huge deal. Maybe you could have been more blunt and said, hey, honey, we both could use a couple dress or pant sizes knocked off the old waistline, but I wouldn't fault him for this. If I were your wife, I could understand being upset, but I think you just kind of move on.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, lesson learned. I definitely won't be doing any type of dress shopping again, but I also, I just figured if I have any concerns about her weight, most people, I would have just brought up going to the gym or something like that,
Good point.
I don't know. It's confusing to me.
What do you think about this, Carrie? Would you be offended if Tom was your hubby and bought you a dress size, probably knowing it was too small?
Tom, I got to be honest, I'd be so upset with you. You'd be in the doghouse for weeks. I couldn't stand it. If you have a problem, first off, be upfront about it. Don't be passive aggressive. I don't know if you're being passive aggressive, but I have an inkling that you're maybe encouraging her to slip into that sexy dress. But
would you be mad if your husband bought you a ring that was a size or two too small?
no, but that I understand. Ring sizes are a bit different than dress sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel bad about it now, but I mean, my wife knows I love her. I mean, I love her very much, and regardless of her size, they're going to be there. And I guess I don't know. I guess I just got too excited and didn't really think, and I don't know. But it definitely wasn't like, oh, honey, you need to lose all the weight because you put on so many pounds. It definitely wasn't that.
We've gotten a couple messages on our K92.3 app. It doesn't sound like the early consensus is that people love the idea of their husbands getting them a dress. I wouldn't say anybody's necessarily dumping on you specifically, at least not yet. But we have a couple people that chimed in and said, yeah, don't get me any sort of clothing, regardless of size. Tom, we're going to let you go, but thank you so much for your call. I think this brings up a good question, and maybe we'll get some of the consensus from our K-Country audience. But in my book, you didn't do anything wrong, man, and you hold your head high.
Hey, thank you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to hearing what people say. I mean, I thought it was a nice gesture, but clothes shopping, definitely not my forte anymore.
Well, thank you, Tom. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
You are welcome. I appreciate it. I don't know what I would do in his position. I don't think I would have. I know I wouldn't have bought the dress. So I guess I do know what I would have done. I wouldn't have had this situation come up in the first place.
I think the main point is, and he said this early in the call, he saw the dress. He knew that that's what she would like, and he got it.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just trying to be nice.
I'm with you. I'm defending him. I'm just saying if it was me, I wouldn't have done it. I give him
I wouldn't have either.
No, I give him credit for stepping out on that ledge, and he even said, my wife liked the color, what did he say, the cutting, she just, obviously the size. But he hasn't bought her a dress in 2 years, obviously, or a year and a half. They haven't gone out anywhere. So, I don't know. Carrie, you seem kind of peeved at him for even buying it. Did you think he did it intentionally?
Maybe subconsciously he was thinking, oh, this might not be her size right now, but this could be something she can work for. I think my big thing is if you're upfront about everything, that's fine. But if you're passive aggressive like this, and this just screams passive aggressive to me, I don't know what it was, but I was just I'm seething at him.
Would you mind if a boyfriend bought you clothes? Maybe this is just a thing where obviously she's mad about the size, but maybe she prefers to buy her own clothing.
I would love if someone took the time out and picked something out for me. Whether or not I would like it, that's a completely different story. I'm just picturing a Christmas Story with the giant pink.
The big bunny. But what if he picked out something that was just neon yellow, just hideous looking that he liked, but she hated it?
Yeah, well,
see,
there you go.
He can't win. It's a no-win situation.
I would only wear that on his birthday or on a special occasion.
Here, I look like a peep.
Happy Easter.
I'll wear it today. Mary says no. So the question was put on Facebook, would you buy or do you think buying clothes for your partner is ever a good idea? And Mary, obviously a female, said no because my husband's too picky. So for her, she wouldn't go there just because forget about size. He just wouldn't like it.
I've noticed because when I go shopping for my dad, my mom and I would always go shopping for him, he is very picky. And I feel like sometimes guys are more picky than women.
We can be, yeah. I'm going to defend him. Tom, I think, had the right idea in buying something sweet for, hey, we're getting, what did he say? We're getting our vaccine. We can go out again. Just maybe he should have gone as far as to show her a picture and say, do you like it? If so, what's the size? I mean, is there any harm in that? They're married. It's not like it's weird to ask what her size is.
Maybe it's just me because I've never been married, but I feel like you should know your partner's size and clothes.
I don't know my ex-wife's social security number. I don't know her license plate. I don't know any of that
I know
stuff.
My wife's ring size because she's told me a number of times. But I don't know. I wouldn't know her dress size. All right, we're going to move on. But we'll keep this posted on Facebook. That's where Mary chimed in. A lot more people chiming in now. You can also chime in just if you have thoughts on Tom's situation, even if you don't have a direct response to his situation. We'll be back in a minute here with news and weather on Marks in the Morning. Also, Kelsey Ballerini requested Hole in the Bottle coming up.
I'm Evan, and here
In the morning, I'm Johnny Marks. This is Carrie Mack. Carrie Mack, she's so adorable. Kittens by mugs with pictures of her on them.
I like to think so.
Yeah. JP's over here. Sorry, JP, I don't have one for you. I don't have one for me either.
Well, my mug, when you drink it and you hold it up, it's got a middle finger on the
Hey,
bottom.
there you go. Oh, and thanks for showing me. So JP's got a history lesson, but I understand today, instead of the normal mariachi-style music, you wanted something more presidential.
Yes,
Is that right?
perfect.
Okay.
What's the name of the song? I can.
Hail to the chief.
Yes, I knew it was something chief.
He's
All
the
right.
chief and he needs hailing. I guess those are the words.
So 40 years ago today, in 1981, who was our president?
Reagan.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan. What could have happened 40 years ago today to President Reagan?
Is this an assassination? Oh, well, I'm sorry, Carrie. You were going to say.
Was he almost shot at on a stage or something?
He was shot.
Yeah, he was hit.
Right,
by-
I remember.
There was some nut
I don't
job
remember. I wasn't there, but
That, well, you tell the story.
no, you tell it much better.
25-year-old John Hinckley Jr. He was insane. Yes, as Johnny said, he wanted to assassinate President Reagan to impress actress Jodie Foster. He was just infatuated with her.
This was very early in her career, too.
She would have been really young then
Yeah.
in 1981. So he thought grabbing all this media attention would obviously get her to like him, I guess.
I guess so.
So
That's a weird way to
he
do
shot 6 times, and the bullet that hit President Reagan ricocheted off the presidential limo and then hit him in the chest.
Yeah.
White House Press Secretary James Brady, he got paralyzed from this. Secret Service agent was also hit, and a police officer all wounded.
I want to say, is this the first time a Secret Service agent's ever actually taken a bullet for the president? First and only time? We know they've been a little late before with Kennedy and such, but
Abraham Lincoln, woo.
they weren't even there yet. They didn't even exist.
So Hinckley now lives in Virginia with his mom. Because he was proved insane. So he lives with his mom. He's 65 years old now.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I found out Jodie Foster was 19 years old in 1981.
How scary for her.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I'm sure it was. If it was 2021 and somebody did that, she would have gotten protection too, I would assume.
Yeah.
In case he had a network or connections.
And even though this was in 1981, Reagan was leaving a hotel, I want to say. And there's video footage. I mean, news cameras were there. So you see a little blood, I guess. But it's, you probably don't want to show it to your kids. But
No.
it's out there on YouTube. You can watch it.
Reagan didn't even know he was hit until they were driving in the limo away. But what a crazy story. And he is still alive, right?
Yeah, there's actually 3 people alive and free out on bail that have attempted to assassinate a president. Hinckley's one of them. The other 2 are women who both tried to kill President Ford within 2 weeks of each other.
Ford tripped and missed the bullet, missed him. They were shooting and he just fell straight down. Woo, right over his head.
I remember seeing that video of Ronald Reagan giving a speech somewhere, and like confetti went off, and he thought it was a gunshot. He was like, "Missed me." Like, you missed me.
I see that would frighten me every
I'm sure
moment after that as well.
I'm sure he was a little hesitant to go out in public again after that. But maybe not. But there you go. That's a crazy story. This day in history. It's Marks in the Morning on the mighty K92.3. We'll be back in just a bit with Nashville news, something a little more current, and music on the way as well from Thomas Rhett. Happy Does his latest. It's Marks in the Morning on K92.3. We are the Cedar Valley's #1 for new country. If you're going to watch some March Madness tonight, the Elite Eight, UCLA will be playing against Michigan. I'm a little torn on this one because Michigan is the only team left from the Big Ten to possibly compete all the way here in the Big Dance. But I don't know if you saw this or not. UCLA has an Iowa-born player. He's actually from Cedar Rapids. He's not Iowa-born, but he has Iowa connections. He is, his name is Tiger, Tyger. Campbell is his last name. Actually, he was born. I take that back. He was born and raised in Cedar Rapids. They moved, and didn't he come back?
Yeah, it looks like they moved away in 7th grade, went to Vegas, came back to Cedar Rapids, and then they moved to Nashville and Indiana.
He's been everywhere. Kind of a journeyman as a kid. But now he's in college and plays for UCLA. So
His dad was an all-stater for Cedar Rapids Regis in the early 90s.
really,
Yeah.
Reds in the family. So good luck to him. If you're rooting for Michigan, maybe you hate Michigan because they are a Big Ten team. Maybe as a Hawkeyes fan, you want Michigan to lose. Hey, whatever. Or maybe you just don't care. Then at least you got somebody to root for tonight. And that's UCLA battling Michigan this evening. Who do you think, Carrie and I were talking about this when you were out of the room. Who do you think, JP, is the most famous Iowa-born athlete, sports star? It's hard to argue Gable, right? I mean, Dan Gable, who just, what did he just get? The Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of the highest honors a civilian can win. Obviously, he represented our country in the Olympics. Is he the most famous? Or is because wrestling is more niche?
Wrestling is majorly Midwest, but in the collegiate level, it's nationwide for sure. I'd say Dan Gable.
Dan Gable for sure. Because, I mean, he went to the Olympics. He represented his country and won. So even if you don't give a rip about wrestling, he brought home a medal for his country. That's pretty impressive. You also have Zach Johnson, the PGA golfer and Masters champion. I believe he's from Cedar Rapids originally. Shawn Johnson, another Olympic gold medalist. She, of course, is from, Des Moines, I think. She grew up in West Des Moines and also competed in the Olympics. Hers was much more recent. I believe she was in 2008.
Kurt Warner's got to be up there, too.
Yeah, Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner maybe achieved the most mainstream success. That's the thing with the Olympics. These are such great athletes, but you only hear about them every few years. Even though during the time they're not competing in the Olympics, they're still competing. They have to get there. So Shawn Johnson didn't just magically do gymnastics in the Olympics. She had to earn her way there. Anyways, I don't know. It's something to think about. You also have Kinnick, right? The guy who won the Heisman.
Kinnick, yeah.
And they named a freaking stadium after him. That's a pretty big deal. I don't know. Something to think about. Carrie Mack is a big Lolo Jones fan. She was another big one.
Of course I'm a Lolo Jones fan. Don't you know that? Oh, I have Lolo Jones on my wall. I have posters of her.
She was the one that switched over to become a bobsledder. Do you remember that?
Yeah, she didn't do very well.
No. But she won gold medals in 2008 and 2010.
Oh, good for her.
She's still a gold medalist. That's why you got that poster of Lolo on your
That's
wall.
why I have several posters of him. I mean, her.
You also have a tattoo. I mean, the second L is missing. It just says LOL. But
yeah,
that's okay.
Exactly.
It's Marks in the Morning. JP, what's coming up in Weird News Rodeo?
It involves the movie Avengers Endgame.
Wow.
Now we have to use Owen Wilson in the Weird
sound
News.
effects.
Oh my gosh.
We have to add that in.
Carrie didn't believe me. I have an Owen Wilson app on my phone. I'll show you.
I hate this.
Wow. Wow.
That's all I have to do is push a button.
You got to have that for your ringtone.
I
like
should.
if Carrie calls you,
Yeah.
sends you a
Wow.
text. All of a sudden it's, wow, that's great.
I didn't even hear your tease. I was laughing too hard. What was
It
it?
involves the movie Avengers Endgame.
Oh, there you go.
And a Guinness World Record with that movie. Not the movie itself, just a fan of the movie.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll get to it. It'll be a happy birthday to that guy. Justin Moore has a reason to drink today. You can blow out some whiskey candles. He is 37 years old. Big day for musicians. Thomas Rhett, big country star Thomas Rhett, is 31 today. So there you go. Thomas Rhett, 31. Justin Moore, 31. Here are some other musicians. I'm not making this up. They all have a birthday today. Grammy winner Norah Jones. She's 42. Celine Dion is 53.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she's kind of famous. Singer Tracy Chapman is 57. MC Hammer, he's about to be able to touch his Social Security. He's 59.
Good one.
Thank you. Eric Clapton, legendary singer Eric Clapton, 76 today. He's the only person inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 3 times. Wow. Isn't that crazy? 3 times. And I think that's it for big musicians. Graham Edge from the Moody Blues, the drummer, is 80. But it's also a big birthday day. Warren Beatty, who he's been in a lot of movies. My favorite all-time Warren Beatty movie is Dick Tracy. I saw that when I was a kid.
I remember seeing that in the theater.
Yeah. Dick Tracy was great. He was in that. That was like 1990.
A good year, I hear.
It was a good year. You should hear it was a good year. Paul Reiser from, more recently Stranger Things, but I think he's most famous for Mad About You.
Aliens.
65.
He was in Aliens.
Was he in Aliens? Yeah. Oh, there you go. 65 today. Piers Morgan, Carrie Mack's favorite human being. He's 56.
Ugh.
And Baywatch, I guess she was on Baywatch. Donna D'Errico?
Yeah, Donna D'Errico.
D'Errico. I'd have to Google. I don't remember who that is. Katie Mixon from American Housewife is 40.
Here's one for you, too. Can't forget this guy, Ian Ziering from Sharknado and Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, I
How old
know
is he today?
him.
40?
57.
Oh, Lord, he's old. I didn't realize he was that old. That's crazy.
That can't be right. Now that I'm looking at him, like, he can't be 57. That's way too old.
Botox.
Well, yeah.
He is 57. Goodness.
He was on a Celebrity Apprentice one year, I remember.
Did he
I don't
win?
know.
Mark Consuelos is 50. It's Kelly Ripa's husband. All right, it is 9:20. It's time for Weird News Rodeo. It's JP corralling a weird news story every day. He finds us the, I guess, highlight, low light, maybe in some cases. What you got today, JP?
Well, I'll pose a question to you guys first. Name a movie that you've seen in theaters the most times.
The Dark Knight.
How many times did you see that?
6?
Wow.
5 or 6 times?
Wow.
Carrie, what about you?
I saw the most recent Star Wars 4 times, not because I not because I wanted to, but because every single person wanted to go see that movie, and I was like, I'll go see it.
So
You're the
you gave
good
in to
friend.
peer pressure.
Yeah, and I fell asleep. Nice nap.
You fell. How many times of the 4 times did you fall asleep?
During every single one at the very same part.
Wow.
Moving on.
Probably shouldn't have used that. Now I'm never going to have another. There we go. Yeah.
A 33-year-old Florida man has broken the Guinness World Record for the most movies attended of the same film after he saw Avengers Endgame 191 times.
191?
This is not renting it at home. This is going to an actual physical theater and watching this on the big screen.
That's a bit much.
Now, this movie hasn't even been out for 2 years now. He saw it 5 times opening weekend, and by June of 2019, just 2 months after its release, he had already seen it 110 times.
What?
By the way, Avengers Endgame is 182 minutes long. It's not like he picked an hour and 20-minute long film. That's just over 3 hours. That means he spent 580 hours of his life in less than 2 years watching the same movie over and over and over.
And you said he saw it in theaters each time? Mm-hmm. So he had to have crammed that in. I know that movie was successful, but it's not like it was in theaters for all of that time.
That's 24 days that he spent in less than 2 years watching
Don't
this
you
movie.
think the people at the theater would start to recognize him and go, oh, Dave's here to see the movie again?
They did. He was collecting all the movie stubs. He's met all the actors from the movie as
Wow.
well, because he's Guinness World Record holder. I mean, he doesn't get any money, but
How do you call up the Guinness people and say, hey, I'm going for the record in X thing. I would like some recognition. Because I would do something like that if it meant getting to hang out with, you know, the entire cast of a major motion picture and being read about on the radio.
Do you want to spend that much money going to see the same movie for 24 days, which is pretty much the month of February?
Yeah.
I'm
What
glad-
else are you going to do in February?
I'm glad you brought up the price because I looked it up. The average cost of a movie in 2019 for one ticket, $9.16. That means he spent roughly $1,800 just on tickets. This is not concessions, just on tickets to go see that movie.
I know how he could have gotten it for free. Cash cow.
Yeah, there you go. Good
$10,000 next week. See, I can tie everything back in to winning some cash. All right, there you go. Which event was that? The last one or the second to
Yes.
last one?
And by the way, the previous record was set by a guy who saw Avengers Infinity War 103 times.
Oh, that poor guy. All right, there you go. It is good to know that my life isn't as sad and lonely as I had thought about 10 minutes ago. It's Mark's in the Morning. We'll be back with some news and weather on the mighty K92.3 and also music on the way from Luke Combs. The song's called Dirty Laundry. It's Mark's in the Morning, 9:36. Now, Carrie Underwood's 8th studio album is about to come out. It is it's a gospel album just in time for Easter. Carrie Underwood did her song Just As I Am, and I should say her songs, Just As I Am and Victory in Jesus on the Today Show. I think this was Friday. That was the 26th, right? Friday. So if you want to see those performances, get yourself in the Easter spirit, or obviously get the entire album, you can. The performance from the Today Show is posted on our K92.3 app. You can check it out there. Carrie Underwood on K92.3. You can get every Carrie Underwood album and go see her in concert when those become a thing again. If you win with our cash cow is coming back on Monday morning, 1 week from yesterday. You'll have a chance to win up to $10,000. Listen for codes from us and win. Okay, bills. Let's focus on bills. If you had to pay off one bill, or even if it's not a $10,000 bill, I hope it's not. I've said this before, it'd be my car payment, which is just under a $10K. What would you pay off, Carrie?
Student loans.
Oh, God, those are the worst, aren't they?
I've been out of school 20 years and I'm still paying off my college bills.
Love to hear.
That's what you get to look forward to, Carrie.
I'm
Yeah,
so
there you go.
excited.
Isn't it great? You get out of college, you get to work in your career field, and then pay back your college the entire time you're in your career.
I love it. I love it.
There's always been this talk of when so-and-so gets elected, and I'm not just talking about the president, anyone. They're like, well, we'll get rid of student loans. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to slowly pay mine off.
You just take your sweet time.
I'm taking my sweet time, so hopefully that happens.
You just pay 1 penny over the minimum.
Well, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to pay it off. The minute I do, like, hey, new legislation says that
Yeah, there you
student
go.
loans are all been forgiven. I'm like, oh.
Well, you could take the JP route, or if you win, you can spend your cash on the student loans, if that's what you had to do. Good luck. The codes start up again on Monday. Get the K92.3 app to enter them. If you don't have the app, where are you going to put the codes? You can't just like write them in the sky. That's not how it works.
Wait,
Here's
you
something.
can't?
Here's something you can do with the money, which a lot of people don't think of, but everyone has a phone bill every month.
Yes.
You could pay that thing off for like 2 years and not have to think about it.
And you can buy the newest, shiniest smartphone
Yeah.
when it comes out and not pay the monthlies on it. That's true.
Because
I
you
never
don't
thought
think
of
about that. That's just a monthly bill, but you could pay in advance. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
get credit and pay that thing off for a couple
that.
years.
Absolutely. That's a good
Because
idea.
it's something you're going to use. I mean, you're going to use a phone. You're not going to get rid of it.
No, you're totally right. What do you think about stress? Where do you think Iowa would rank out of the 50 states? You can even throw in D.C. there. Out of 51, where do you think we rank in terms of most to least stressed? High, like stressed, high strung, or low?
I think
Chill.
in the middle.
Yeah,
The middle.
middle of the cornrow.
Iowa is one of the least stressed states. In fact, our Midwestern brethren all come in the bottom 5. This is a good thing. South Dakota, Utah, Minnesota, Iowa, and North Dakota are the least stressed states. So North Dakota would be number 5, Iowa number 4, least stressed, Minnesota, Utah, and South Dakota, the least stressed state. It's interesting. That was the state with the fewest coronavirus restrictions. But there they are, number 50. And actually, D.C. wasn't on here, so it's just a total of 50. Minnesota just above us. Iowa, North Dakota, Wisconsin also in there, number 6, and Nebraska right behind them. So why are we so not stressed out in Iowa? We work more hours on average than other states in Iowa. We have farmers who don't quit. There's really no clock in, clock out, right? How is it that we're the least stressed? Well, I'll tell you where we rank the highest, or the lowest, I guess. We have some of the least amount of money stress in Iowa. Money stress, we rank 42 out of 50. Again, that's a good one to be near the bottom. So, JP, you're not the only one making the minimums on your student loans. Family-related stress, we're near the bottom, 43 out of 50. Health and safety stress, Iowa's number 50, which is interesting because health, we don't always rank very high in those states that live the longest, all that blah, blah, blah. But apparently we're pretty healthy overall.
See, ranch dressing works wonders.
Right, ranch dressing, both clogs and unclogs arteries. Work-related stress, Iowa's a little higher. We're at 33, again, out of 50. But that's about it. Otherwise, it's the 30s and mid-40s or 50 for everything. So we're the fourth least stressed state in the U.S. You buy it, JP? You've been here a long, long time.
Yeah, I'd say we're pretty chill.
Yeah. What do you think, Carrie? Your home state of Pennsylvania, right in the middle. You guessed in the middle.
Yeah.
That would be your home state. Pennsylvania, 22 out of 50. So right around the middle, kind of edging towards the top.
Yeah, I think that's mainly because there's like a lot of big cities, like they have Philly and Pittsburgh, and everyone's so stressed out there. And we're also pretty close to New York, but we're also like touching some of the Midwestern states. We're close to Ohio, and there's a lot of farm country there too. So I
Yeah.
think we're kind of pretty chill. But New Yorkers, they scare me. They're so clenched.
Yeah,
everywhere.
they always seem uptight. Nevada was the most stressed state in the U.S.
Vegas.
Yeah, probably for Vegas. They rank number 1 in family-related stress and number 3 in work-related stress. Louisiana and New Mexico are the top 3. Nevada, Louisiana, New Mexico, the top 3 most stressed states. West Virginia and Mississippi round out the top 5. New York, you mentioned, they're number 19. So they're still pretty high. Florida's number 13, probably all those dumb criminals. And right in the middle, number 25 is Vermont. So a lot of the East Coast states show up high. The lowest East Coast state in terms of stress is New Hampshire, which is really right around the Midwest in terms of its stress level at only 43 out of 50.
Maybe you missed it, but where's California? You'd think with the earthquakes, the wildfires, the price of
Yeah.
everything is so high. I would think California would be very stressed.
They're way up there, number 8.
Yeah,
so they're
okay.
high in the top 10 at number 8. Their highest stress level is also family related. But yeah, we do get tornadoes over here in the Midwest, but otherwise.
Flooding,
Flooding,
floods.
fires, obviously, those are everywhere.
And wind.
Yeah, we do get a lot of wind. The other day, I stepped outside, put on just like some makeshift wings, flew all the way home.
I'm glad that
The highest gust we had yesterday was 55 miles per hour in Waterloo.
That's-
55.
That's pretty gusty. All right, we'll be back in just a couple minutes to wrap things up. Carrie Mack's got our last Nashville News Minute of the morning. Now she laughs at it.
I'm
Took
sorry.
you a while.
I just thought it was funny that no one laughed.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. Before your Nashville News Minute, we've got Famous Friends. That's Chris Young's song. He's got Kane Brown on the track.